I'd like to show you how simple it is to instantly distribute the Omnilert app to 100% of your subscribers you're able to reach today. And it's your perfect adoption of all of your safety app capabilities on day one. I'll also be showing some of the app's administrative features as well. So hang tight and we'll scoot over to the demo. And as you can see here, we are in the Omnilert portal. I'm looking at my active endpoints. Currently, I have enabled email, SMS, Twitter, as well as the Omnilert mobile app. I'm going to go ahead and take you through a small set of configurations before showing how those are represented inside of the mobile app in a second. So first things first is we can name our app endpoint anything that we'd like to for administrators in the system. And then we can jump over to configuration where we'll see an opportunity to upload a logo as well as an avatar. This avatar is going to be presented alongside every message that you deliver, and including the first message, which is the welcome message that's presented for subscribers the very first time they download and register with the application. They'll see your message. So with that, I wanted to take a quick peek at the application, and from there we'll be doing a little bit of work in both of the admin UI as well as the app itself. So as you can see, we jump in and we see that welcome message that was already enabled for our subscribers. And without doing anything else, really, this is what your subscribers will see, a long running list of messages that you decide to send to them. But if you wanted to make this app a little bit more capable, you can do things starting with the emergency button. So if we click this, we can present a panic button to our subscribers that they can use in the event that they need to contact you with critical urgency. And let's say we call that the safety office as was suggested and give it a number of 555, all the fives. And go ahead and hit update configuration, and we'll see instantly inside of the Omnilert app that change is reflected. And what really this works as is just an ability to press and hold, and it will send that user directly to the number that you've specified in the administration panel. When we come back, we can also seek to enable a 911 reminder. And this is really an opportunity to make sure that the subscriber is actually reaching out to the right place. And that may be, in some instances, the safety office, but it also may be 911 directly. So by enabling this option, we can directly send your subscribers to 911 or to the safety office number that you implemented previously whenever it is that they tap on the panic button. We also can provide subscribers with resources. So resources are a place where you can maintain a list of always up-to-date information that is important and at any given point in time, not just in an emergency. And so I'll go ahead and name my first resource. Let's go ahead and call it that. Campus notification policy. And let's just say we've hosted that on one of our pages at Squirrel U. And with that, we can add the resource. Just as with the panic button, as soon as I add a resource, that tab is now available for my subscribers to see and link out to the campus notification policy. We have a number of resource types that you can implement as an administrator. You can link directly to a document or an image, a video, or a phone number. And let's just say that we want to send them to the non-emergency safety office number, right? And so for non-emergency safety calls, please reach us here. I feel like I forgot a number. Yeah, there you go. And with that, we can go ahead and add a safety line. So just like with the panic button or any of these other pieces of content, if I were to just tap on that, it would direct me to the number that was specified. The top one would direct me to the link at Squirrel U, at our fictional Squirrel U University. The next tab I wanted to cover with you is tips. And just like resources, tips will not show up for your subscribers if you don't enable them. As you'll see here, there's an enable tip reports button so that you can spend the time crafting and implementing your tips in the way that suits your organization. And I wanted to go through a couple of these before enabling them so you can see some of the things that are required to enable tip reports. So first things first, just like with resources, we want to go ahead and provide it with a name. For this one, it's just campus tip. Tip help text. So this is where you would present information for the subscriber to know what this particular tip report is about, as well as some of your expectations of them from you. There's a submission success message. So basically, this is the message that comes up immediately after your subscriber submits a tip, and you can let them know information about what's going to happen next, or just to thank them. And then the next thing we have is the associated scenario. In Omnilert, scenarios are small bits of automation, and for the case of tipping, we're going to use scenarios to define how a particular tip is routed. In both of these, we are going to allow the submitter to submit their tip anonymously, but just to show you for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that for the facilities issue and go ahead and enable tip reports, at which point you'll see the tip report tab show up in the application. Now, just as before, we go to the campus tip and we start seeing all of that information that we enabled before. Let's go ahead and submit a tip. And so with this, I can choose to submit my tip just as it is. I can choose to submit that tip anonymously and send my current location. When I do check the button for sending along my current location, you'll see that an enable location request pops up, and I will go ahead and submit that. And submit the tip. And you'll see the welcome message there, as well as the report sitting in my messages tab so that I have a record as a subscriber that this is the information that I submitted over to you, and it was routed effectively. So we acknowledge that, as we have for this whole entire call, that getting somebody to actually install one of these applications can be challenging. And so we've done things to try to relieve that burden as much as possible for our native application. And for that, I want to take you over to the invite tab within our admin UI. So as you can see here, there's a couple of bits of information that are going to be pretty important for any administrator who is managing this. And that is, the first one is that you can see that there are 3 users who have not enabled the mobile app just yet. And so we have this message box here that enables a administrator to send a personalized message and invite any subscriber who has not yet enabled the mobile app to go ahead and do that. We can edit it with all kinds of variables. For this one, I'm gonna go ahead and implement the personal access link, which will enable my subscriber with a slightly easier method to get to the app and to install it and all of that. And so to show that process, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out of the mobile app here, send the invitation on the Omnilert admin side to those users who have not yet enabled the mobile application, and await an email. And so I see my invitation here asking me to go ahead and download the mobile app. And really, all this email is going to contain is all the information that a subscriber would need to take you up on the offer to go ahead and install the mobile app from one of the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. But here is the challenge, because if in this moment I do not decide to download and register for the Omnilert mobile app, I will forever be one of these two people who have not enabled the mobile app. And I won't get any of the benefits that a mobile app comes with. Many of those that we've covered, and some that we will in a moment. And this is really the crux behind why it was we sought to enable the mobile app, so that you as an administrator do not have to worry about chasing and communicating and convincing your subscribers to enable themselves with the added functionality and benefits of a safety mobile app that you make available to them. And so with that, I'd love to show you just how it is that we go about enabling 100% of the subscribers that you can reach with um, enabling 100% of the subscribers that you can reach today with all the capabilities of a mobile app, whether or not they downloaded it or not. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and delete the mobile app from my device. At this point, I am definitely one of those two people who have not yet enabled the mobile app. And at the same time, you are an administrator who is seeking to send a message that would otherwise necessitate the mobile application. We'll select who we'd like the message to go to, then select how we'd like that message to be delivered. And in this case, in addition to wanting to use app-specific functionality for this message, I'm also going to want to reach as many people as possible. And so I'm going to select email, SMS, and keep the Omnilert app checked as well. Now, the specific app functionality that I was referencing before for this message is going to be us using the Omnilert app's ability to present polls to subscribers. So to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and click into the endpoint itself and ask my question. After that, I'll go and craft my message. In this case, I'll pose this template. It's a pretty long message and one that doesn't typically play well inside of SMS, but I'm going to go ahead and send it anyway so that you can see how it is that we go about enabling 100% of the subscribers that we can reach with the capabilities of the mobile app. So we can see a message here was delivered from school safety with the subject and an interesting message about Major Tom. And a link was also added to this particular message. So we'll go ahead and click that and send it over to Google Chrome. And we'll see that the message has been delivered to us with a particular question. That question is, will I be on campus today? The answer for today is no. And what we can see is that facilities tip that was sent to us earlier, as well as all of the capabilities that we ran through before. So I can submit a tip report as a campus tip report. And for this tip, let's go ahead and choose to be anonymous. For this facilities tip report, if you remember, it did not allow us to be anonymous, and so we're not going to have that option. Yes, we can also see the resources that were made available through pre-configuration inside of the admin portal a moment ago, and can go ahead and tap that campus lockout button if that's still a problem for me, and effectively have all of the capabilities of the app present without having the app installed on my device. And furthermore, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and add this to my home screen. Let me go ahead and add this directly to the place that the Omnilert app was. And at any time, I can come back and access all of the same capabilities that I could before, as if I had gone and downloaded the native application on my phone. Submit tips, see messages, respond to polls and check-ins as required, and a lot more interesting and industry-first innovations that are set to come to the Omnilert mobile app. So we just sent uh, a very long message to uh, all students with a poll so that we can get information back as to what their status is in terms of being on campus today. We sent them a application, and now they have access to all of the capabilities that I have sought to make available to them, without me having to ask them to download an app, without me having to be concerned with whether or not they're going to remove an app for privacy or storage or network effects reasons. I'm delivering the application to my subscribers just in time. Right when I need to use the app's functionalities, I am able to use those with 100% of my subscriber base that I'm able to reach. And I do that with no app required.